All right, guys. So probably in one of the most disturbing stories that I've heard in regards to how our society is becoming segregated based off your vaccination status. We have this woman from Colorado by the name of Leilani Lutali, right, who is suffering from stage 5 renal failure. Her kidneys are failing her, right? And by the grace of God, she met a friend, Miss Jamie Faulkner, at Bible study, whom agreed to give her a kidney, right? To give her a potentially life-saving kidney transplant. However, there's just one issue. The issue is that both of these people are unvaccinated. So therefore, the hospital, UCHealth, which is I think the University of Colorado Health, has denied this woman a kidney transplant, even though she has a willing donor, simply because of her vaccination status. Now, I want you guys to take a look at the news clip of what's going on, and I will give you guys my commentary afterwards. Take a look.
It's the latest example of someone facing severe consequences after refusing to get vaccinated for COVID.
A woman needing a kidney transplant says she has been removed from the recipient list at UC Health. The hospital says all transplant patients have to be vaccinated. CBS 4's Tori Mason following the story. Tori, you had a chance to talk with the woman and her friend who's willing to donate a kidney.
Yes, Jim, and UC Health says in almost all situations, both parties of an organ transplant must be vaccinated. The woman I spoke with today says she was on track to get her kidney by the end of the year. Then this policy took place.
My kidneys took a dive and I ended up in stage 5.
The average wait for a kidney is time Leilani Lutali doesn't have. A friend she met just 10 months ago is willing to save her life.
She's essentially packed her suitcase with my kidney and showing up at the hospital.
Jamie Faulkner didn't get the vaccine for religious reasons. Leilani hasn't either because she's already had the virus and isn't sure how the shot would affect her health. But neither woman thought they needed it.
But at the end of August, basically, they confirmed that there was nothing in place. There was no COVID shot that was needed at that time.
They were shocked to receive this letter from UC Health saying they are non-compliant by not receiving the COVID-19 vaccine. Now it's get the vaccine or don't get the transplant.
Her life has now been held hostage because of this mandate.
UC Health recently made the policy for enhanced safety. The COVID mortality rate in transplant patients ranges from 20% to more than 30%.
And then I said, well, I'll sign a medical waiver. I have to sign a medical waiver anyways for over the whole transplant itself.
Now they're looking at other hospitals. UC Health won't budge.
Can I sit here and allow them to murder my friend when I've got a perfectly good kidney and can save her life?
The women tell me they have not been able to find a hospital in Colorado that will perform the transplant while they're unvaccinated. Now they're looking into other states. We're live in Aurora. Tori Mason covering Colorado First.
All right, guys. So you see that, you heard that. That's a very, very, very sad story and a sad situation to be in for them. But before I get into my commentary, I got to give my disclaimer, guys. The way I give on all these videos, I'm not making any claims about the vaccine, the virus, the pandemic, mask. I'm not making any claims about anything whatsoever. If you have any questions about the virus, the vaccine, the pandemic, the mask, if you have any questions whatsoever, please consult your doctor. Please consult your medical professional. I am simply discussing public policy and public policy only. All right, guys. So as you can see there, like I said, that's a very kind of sad story and a sad situation to be in, as she has a friend that she met at a Bible study about 10 months ago that says, hey, you know what? I'll give you my kidney, right? This woman has stage 5 renal failure, which means that her kidneys basically are about to stop working. She probably has to go on dialysis if she already isn't on it. And apparently the life expectancy for somebody who's experiencing this level of kidney failure on dialysis is about 5 to 10 years, right? Treatment is a lot better than it used to be in the past, but you get about 5 or 10 years, give or take, okay? So essentially, this transplant, if it works, if it's successful, could extend her life expectancy significantly, okay? So, they're in this situation where, the hospital told them initially, hey, you don't have to be vaccinated for this. You can get this surgery, this transplant. Then all of a sudden, when time actually comes for her to do it and she has a willing and able donor, now they're talking about, oh no, you got to be vaccinated. And they cite, well, it's about the patient's health. It's about your health, because they say that for transplant patients that contract the virus after getting the surgery, the mortality rate is 20 to 30%. So there's an extreme risk from the virus for those who have received the transplant. Okay. Again, that's according to Fox News. I'm not making any claims. And according to that news clip you just showed. So if YouTube, you got a problem with that, take it up with them, not me. So yes, that's what they're saying. Now, the thing is that this woman said, hey, you know what? That's fine. That's a risk that I'm willing to take. And I'm willing to sign a waiver that signs away, my rights to, I guess, sue or to complain if, something were to happen. Okay. The hospital says no, they're not going to do it. And this right here, again, it blows my mind because it tells you what all of this is really about. It's about politics and forcing people to abide by this mandate, right? Doesn't matter what your reasoning is. Doesn't matter if it's religious. Doesn't matter if, you may have spoke with your doctor and you still have some issues in regards to the long-term effects. Okay. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. You just have to do it. Okay. And denying people medical treatment because of their vaccination status is essentially another way of forcing people to do it, right? That is what's happening in our medical system, and it is sad. It is a sad, sad state of affairs that we live in, where you have medical segregation, right? Medical segregation. I mean, they're essentially forcing this woman to make a choice between, well, she can essentially stay on dialysis and maybe live another, 5 to 10 years, or she can essentially get vaccinated and, get the surgery, and who knows from there, right? Most likely she'll probably be fine living longer than she would if she just stayed on dialysis. But at the same time, I guess my concern is just the fact that she's been forced to put something in her body that she doesn't want to put in her body, even though she gave them the alternative. She was willing to accept the risk of potentially catching COVID after getting the surgery, right? Or being an unvaccinated person catching the virus and the ramifications that come along with that. She was willing to accept the risk. And I guess, my main thing is, the thing that I'm concerned about the most is the fact that, one, this hospital isn't allowing her to make her own choices in regards to her health. Okay, that really concerns me. They're essentially making choices for her, and not just for her, but also for her friend, whom she was lucky to find at Bible study, that was willing to give her a kidney. She has to be vaccinated as well. So the hospital is not just making a medical choice for the patient that's getting the transplant. They're also making a medical choice for the person that is giving the transplant as well, right? Essentially, if you want to give up your kidney, you got to get vaccinated too. I can see being presented with options and recommendations, right? I don't even have a problem with them saying, look, we strongly recommend you be vaccinated. I have no issues with that. However, I do have issues when it comes down to that strong recommendation now becoming a mandate, despite what the patient actually wants to do and the risk that they're willing to accept, right? That's what really kind of bothers me. Okay, it's like, the argument regarding whether or not people who have terminal conditions should be able to accept experimental treatment that could potentially kill them, right? I think that people should have the right to try experimental treatments, even if it kills them early, right? Or earlier than usual, simply because they have the right to do that. They have the right to have a choice over what they want to put in their bodies. Okay? And I don't want people to be denied medical treatment over that because somebody's telling you what you can and you can't put in your body. That's not something I think is right? Are we going to get to the point now where people are going to be punished through the healthcare system for their bad choices, right? Are smokers that contract lung cancer, are they going to be punished? Are obese people who have heart attacks, are they going to be punished? If you overdose on drugs, will you be punished for that? If you drive drunk and you get in a car accident, will you be punished or denied treatment for that? Who knows? I don't know. Now, I understand that there's some cases where doctors do deny service because they don't think that they can perform a surgery well, right? They don't believe they can get the job done. So it's like, you know what? I can't do it. I 100% get that, right? If you're not the guy for the job, move out the way. But this is not that, right? This is not about whether or not the physicians can do their job or even whether or not they can protect themselves. Because I'm pretty sure most of the people, if not all of them, really, because of this mandate, that are going to be performing the surgery that's going to be in that room are going to be vaccinated. They'll be vaccinated. They'll probably be wearing masks. They'll probably be taking whatever protocols that they should be taking in order to protect themselves. So most of the risk is really on the patient. And the fact that that patient is not allowed to take the risk, right, and make her own choices in regards to her health, is really disturbing, man. And we should all be concerned about stuff like this. So again, this is a pretty sad situation, man. But I do hope that she gets the transplant regardless of whether or not she gets vaccinated. I just hope the best for her. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.